As a young pup, Frostbite remembers hearing about the Manticore devastating the lands around where he grew up, but he never had to deal with it. But his father is credited with killing the menacing Manticore in that region. Now Frostbite has grown up, the Manticore, child, and it seeks vengeance. Will Frostbite be successful? Let's play to find out. Welcome back to my humble slice of the internet. I am Sacred, this is the Sacred Art of Gaming, and we are solo playing Dragonbane with the solo rules and using the character Frostbite. I think we are coming up on the end of this, hopefully. It's already gone longer than I would have expected, but I gotta be honest with you. I looked at this and I was like, do I have an idea of how this might end? And I don't. I kind of don't. I understand that there will probably be a interaction between Frostbite and a Manticore, but everything in between that, I have no friggin' idea. And that is terrifying, because ending a campaign is terrifying. Ending a campaign is terrifying even with your friends. So this is on the internet, and I don't know why we put so much pressure on the end of a campaign. I just gotta let it go and see what happens. I think there's gonna be a little journey, because something that I'm very curious about, we have 5 on the threat die, so I think how long it takes us to get there is going to be a big part of the adventure over there. Of course, I covered the map like a damn fool. We are kind of over here, and we are heading into this area, the Haunted Marshes. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but I'm not going to waste too much real time on it, or at least that's the goal. In addition to that, brief recap of what happened last time. We were at the encampment. We did get some silver arrows, which we found out this Manticore actually has a weakness to. Have some ideas on that. We have a Manticore bear trap, so a bear trap just really big to the size that will be useful for a Manticore. And the dwarf and his men did catch up to us. They tried to use the people in the encampment against us. Frostbite did an excellent job taking them out. The survivors ran, and then the dwarf was there. They cut a deal. There was a demon door at the bottom of a plummeting shaft or something, and demons were coming out. You needed some type of ancient artifact. Turns out our Fletcher friend had elven tools that would suffice, and the dwarf got Spartan kicked down into the plummeting shaft in a twist of fate where our wolfkin Frostbite surprisingly got one over on Trout the dwarf, kicked him down, he got pulled into the demon door. Goodbye, Trout. Alright, so what we are doing today is we are going on a journey, and I believe, it's noontime. He doesn't have a lot of time, he knows that. I think he really just has to get going. So we're gonna start things off with a bushcraft roll. And we're looking at, we'll say 2 shifts. He may even need to rest, so he might not be able to, yeah, doesn't look good. It does not look good, but we'll roll. Bushcraft, here we go. That is an 18. That is not good. Do I want to push that already? I'm gonna rest soon. I think we should push it. I don't know how much it's gonna help, but we'll push it. 3, all right, cool. So we do make some progress. That's gonna bring us to, so that's the afternoon. That's bringing us to nighttime. We're gonna need to sleep. And I think that is unfortunately where this attack is going to come in. So the threat timer hits on the 6, and the Manticore is going to attack another town. We need to set up camp. This is also a bushcraft roll. All right, so we have traveled about halfway there. Frostbite is gonna look up and he's going to hear the flapping wings and the maybe even a roar, terrifying. Maybe we'll say that's a Manticore roar as it swoops over and by him, potentially going towards the town again or the encampment. Who's to say? But the good news is that's like kind of a good threat timer for solo play in a way. I mean, we're not going to have to worry about this again, but the good news is that it has narrative consequences instead of like attacking my HP. So that sucks, but we got to make camp, so we're good to deal with this tomorrow. We're going to... Oh man, we kind of need this, so I think we should push it. So we've already done, we just did willpower. We'll say we're gonna become dazed. 2, all right, cool. Making camp, and this is really just to rest up for the fight that is to come. Get rid of all of our banes, including the 2 that I didn't write down yet, but I was keeping a mental note in case I maxed out. And then we need those willpower points. I'm sure Frostbite didn't get the best sleep knowing that potentially his friends or loved ones, I'm sure he didn't get the best sleep knowing that his friends or more people in the town, innocents in general, are potentially getting killed by this Manticore. But he knows he needs to stay the path. He knows it's going to return. This might actually be beneficial to him in some way. So this way he can go back knowing that it'll be like in its home. Is the finale just going to be a series of bushcraft rolls? It sure feels that way. So we're well rested. We really don't want to push anything. Hopefully bushcraft will not let us down this morning. Before we get deeper into the haunted marshes though, I think we should do some hunting and fishing. I think it'll be good to have some additional meat if we want that for bait. Our hunting and fishing is 14, so that is a success. Hunting. Yep, we've done it, and then we'll roll down here. 1, a squirrel. Great. So we've got squirrel and some rabbit. That's not really the amount of meat that we wanted, but it's something. It is something. So Frostbite is going to continue his trek into the marsh, and now this is to hopefully find where this Manticore lives. And he might even have some type of benefit, maybe not quite to the level of getting like a boon, but he saw like roughly the direction, so he kind of has an idea within the marshes like where it may have came from. 11. All right, good. That's very good because we really didn't want to deal with having to push rolls going into this fight. Also, I got this from Deadlands to track my 8 silver arrows because I feel like they're going to be very important. Frostbite approaches what he believes to be the lair of the Manticore. Has he seen anyone at all? Any people on his journey into this area? 5. Yes. Yes, he has. He has. And I feel like given the area, given the Manticore, I think it's likely they may have like some type of information regarding the Manticore. Well, let's start with what is their reaction? 2. Wary. They are wary. Frostbite is going to approach this group of people, assuming they may be like refugees to some degree, and he's gonna kind of approach them. He's got his goat. I'm sure he kind of looks all decked out with his big long bow and stuff, and his leather armor. And he probably looks scary too because he is a wolfkin. He's like, I mean no harm to any of you. I'm here to deal with the Manticore. Can you help me? And I think it's possible that because they are refugees in some sense, we're actually going to give them a boon on this, and this will be like, we'll use like persuasion. Yeah, oh my god, persuasion's terrible. I mean, it's not really persuasion. We'll say it's just kind of like his charisma. We'll say it's his charisma in this sense, just to give them an idea that he is trying to, he's really not trying to persuade them of anything. So yeah, we'll roll with a boon on charisma. 12 and 9. Just made it. And one person, a woman, she happens to point in the direction kind of behind her where she's coming from, and she mentions, there's a cave. There's a cave in the marsh. The creature comes from the cave. Would she know anything about this cave beyond its existence? Yes, she does. Okay, so he asked the obvious question, like, is there anything that she can tell him that would help? And she lets him know that there were people that only one person has ever survived actually getting in and out, and that is because there's a secret passage into the cave. That's obviously not the front. There's like a side passage, and she lets him know that he should look for, is there something that would help us in the tables here? Yeah, we'll say we're gonna roll on the environment, I think, just to give him something to look for. 4. Concealing mist. Wonderful. Of course it's concealing mist. Why wouldn't it be? So he asked the obvious question. Okay, like, so I look for the mist, and then how do I enter from there? And she lets him know that the adventurer says that he hugs the wall to the right in that area. There'll be like an opening, hug the wall to the right, and that will actually give him passage into the cave, essentially. He says, okay, thank you, I appreciate it. And you know what? He's actually going to offer them, they look like they're in rough shape. So he's actually going to offer them some food, because he doesn't really have enough to actually like do any, like really bring in the Manticore as bait was kind of the idea that I was hoping for there. He doesn't have enough. And in his mind, he's thinking this might be somewhat of a suicide mission. So he shares the food that he has with them. And that's between the rabbit that he got before and then the squirrel he just got. And they're like, oh, thank you. And he continues on his way with that bushcraft roll. He approaches the area, and when he approaches the area, something I'm curious about is the Manticore outside? 5. Yes, the Manticore is outside. Is it on the ground? 4. Yes, it is on the ground and it is outside. Okay, so he needs to be careful. Stealthy time for for Frostbite, of course. He needs to find this mist. So first we're gonna start with stealth, because yeah, we'll start there. Is he able to be sneaky enough? We have the marshes here. I can see pros and cons to that. We'll just do a flat roll to see, is he able to stay sneaky? 6, that sounds right. Yes, all right, we have a sneaky boy on our hands, and then we'll do an awareness roll to see if he can find the concealing mist, because he's not in the mist right now, so he can see perfectly fine. 13, that is a success. All right, cool. So we have the Manticore in our sights. Actually, yeah, we'll say he sees the Manticore too. He sees the Manticore, he sees the concealing mist, he needs to then work his way around to actually get to the area of the concealing mist. I mean, he's going to do his best. I think this would trigger another sneaking roll. 4. All right, cool. He is still good. He's still good. He makes his way over there, and because he has the additional help from the people that he just ran into, he's going to enter. And we'll probably do another awareness because he has the information, but also it's concealing miss. At least he knows what to reach for. So those will cancel each other out. 7. We're killing it. I mean, we're doing things that we're good at. So thank God, because last session that was not the case. So he does actually loops his way around. He finds the side, and he is using that to feel his way into the outside of this chamber. I forget if I said the right or the left. I don't know, doesn't matter. I don't know if I'll use this, but... Oh no. So yeah, we'll say the Manticore is up there for now. And Frostbite is sneaking in the back. It was fun building that. Alright, so now he has entered. Let's see like what kind of situation are we looking at here. So our location details, roll a d20 on the table below. 4, another 4. Claustrophobic crawl space, that makes complete sense. And then we're gonna roll a d4 to see. 4, all right, we're getting everything. That many times on the location detail tables below. Claustrophobic crawl space that has a makeshift barricade. All right, that makes sense. 4, more concealing mist. That also makes perfect sense. 12, a mystical light. Interesting. And then the demon 20 with toxic fumes. So that is not good. That's an interesting combination there. Oh, how are we gonna get through here? So something I'm curious about, we'll say with these toxic fumes, it's going to affect him kind of like poison. Yeah, we'll say like poison. Weak poison has a potency 9. So let's get an idea of the strength of this toxin. This could be bad. This could be real bad. We'll use the power here. No. That's not good. So this is a potency of 15. Wait, how are we gonna do this? I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna inverse it. So if 15 is going to be a very powerful poison, we'll say like, well, I guess I gotta do a con, huh? Yeah, con is what I need to do. But you know what though? We know that there's an explorer that goes through here and these toxic fumes. So does he see anything that would help him? This might be like a spot hidden actually. 10. Do we want to push a roll? Oh man, this is tough. Let's push it! Oh wow. Okay. So that's a dragon, and we're going, I really didn't want to have to go into this with a roll, but we'll say disheartened by all of this. I don't think we're going to be doing a whole lot of talking on the meta side of things, but we did get a dragon on this, so as he's kind of crawling through, he does happen to find a part of the wall that looks like it is kind of crumbling, coming apart a little bit, and he reaches in there and he actually finds like a gas mask. So thank God he found that, because that would have been pretty rough. Any additional effects with the dragon? Let's see. 4. Reveal a new opportunity or clue. Interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. What would that be? Let's see on the inspiration table. 19. Summon? Okay. Peaceful. Trap. Summon a peaceful trap. What the hell? I need to write that down. So we will say that in addition to finding the gas mask type apparatus, whatever, we'll say it. I don't want to hear anybody say like, oh, the wolf has a different snout. Yeah, we're not worried about that right now. We got bigger problems. Summon peaceful trap. He finds a journal for that explorer that's been going in and out of there, that adventurer. And that adventurer seems to believe that there is something in this cave that maybe the Manticore is defending against, or it just happens to be here. Maybe the Manticore is drawn to it, that is going to stop the Manticore in some way and trap it. He hasn't found it yet, but he believes that it's here. He is going to continue to move on. He does have the concealing mist and a gas mask to contend with here as he continues to move through this tight corridor with, what was it, a mystical light, I believe? Yeah, mystical light. So that actually might be helping in some way. And that mystical light might actually be a part of why this is helpful. This is awareness, by the way. All right, so he is actually able to make his way through, and he comes upon an opening where he can start to see, like, he's now out of the secret passage, and there's an opening into the large area where the Manticore den exists, but there are some, like, little side, like, tunnels and stuff that he could go through if he wanted. And then there's also that mystical light. Frostbite is going to approach the mystical light. And I'm going to say that this mystical light may actually react in some way. But how will it react? Let's find out. 1. Hostile. Don't love that. Don't love that one bit. So Frostbite, he has now gone through these toxic fumes. The mystical light is kind of almost like a wisp, I would assume, is just kind of darting around. Oh, this is actually interesting. So I found the will-o-wisp in the bestiary, and the first thing that I see for this random encounter, on their way through the wilderness, the player character see a light in the distance, the voice is calling, yep, voice promises lead them to a lost treasure if they simply follow. So there might be a little bit of that. There may also be a little bit, maybe it's trying to defend, it doesn't want you to trap it for whatever reason. They're immaterial, immune to all damage except magic and fire, that's a problem. Defeatable is only banished for D6 days. We don't have the means to deal with this. We just don't. So that is definitely a problem with it being hostile. And he's a hunter, so I don't think that he's not dumb. He's probably dealt with stuff like this, if not this specific thing, in some way. So he probably knows. Oh, but he does have the silver arrows. The silver might, I mean, in a lot of ways, silver is kind of like magical. Frostbite seeing the will-o-wisp energy from like hues of blue and purple and green, and then all of a sudden it starts to turn more of like a reddish orange color whenever it sees. Does it see him? That is the question, isn't it? Let's see how sneaky we are. 4. We are sneaky. We are sneaky. So it's hostile. Hasn't actually seen him yet. So still somewhat friendly colors as he's trying to sneak by this will-o-wisp. Is he interested in the peaceful option? I don't know. I don't know, but he does have a problem here with the will-o-wisp. He can't just jump right into this. So he's probably going to go down one of these tunnels, and he's probably going to start searching. There are searching rules in here that I never use, And I would like to use them because they're not bad. I believe we have search and scavenge. Scavenging is when you ransack a cache of abandoned supplies, and searching is when you carefully inspect an area. Yeah, I guess I probably could have used that, huh? Roll spot hidden, taking the time to search. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I think in this case, we're gonna do scavenging. We're gonna say that there's like, people have been here before this Manticore set up shop. So, blah, 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 fallen enemy, scavenge table. Doesn't require skill roll. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna scavenge. Hope for the best. It's a D10. 9. Oh, a treasure card. What do we got? A rusty nail. Roll for evade. What are you doing to me? That's hilarious. All right, can we evade? Oh my God. Man. What a way to go. Unbelievable. 3. You draw unwanted attention. And I'm going to take D6 damage here. 6. Of course. Because why not? So Frostbite. I'm going to use this for now because I feel like things are going to get dicey. Found this in Gloomhaven when I was looking for something else. Very handy. This little wheel, assuming it's not loose. No, it looks like it's good. So yeah, you can kind of just track your health and your willpower or mana in any other game. I just lost 6, so that's what I'm down to instead of like penciling it every 2 seconds. That's rough. Obviously the Will-O-Wisp is going to come over and investigate. That's rough. So Frostbite, you just kind of, he's gonna make a noise. And did the Manticore hear that? Let's see. 3. No, the Manticore did not hear. It's good. That's good. So we just got hit with a rusty nail. Unbelievable. That's what you get for searching, I guess. The Will-O-Wisp approaches him very quickly, and that's when the color changes to, you know, the hues of red and orange, and just kind of really zipping over to him very quickly. I know this probably shows something a little more smoky, I guess? Like, is this supposed to be the Will-O-Wisp? I feel like no. Like, that's not a Will-O-Wisp to me, and I'm thinking like it's a ball of light. That is the mystical light here, and it's coming over, and Frostbite immediately, because he was obviously trying to avoid this, and he's like, wait! So he just got hit with that rusty nail as he was searching. Where would you even get hit with a rusty nail when you're searching? I mean, I guess in the arm. Yeah, an armor has no effect. Or the hand even. Yeah, we'll say it hit him in the hand. So he holds up the bloody paw that he has, and he's like, wait! And he can see the Will-O-Wisp is like starting to prepare to attack him in some way. Do we have anything at all that would help? Not really. What else do we know about Will-O-Wisp? Oh, they like tormenting. Okay. He lets the Will-O-Wisp know that he does not intend to hurt the Will-O-Wisp. And the Will-O-Wisp, almost in this kind of crazy, like, echoey voice that is in his head, it's not actually coming out loud, and it lets him know, we got this place! Mystical artifacts, not meant for man! And the Wolfkin looks back and is like, well, I'm no man. I'm no man. I'm a Wolfkin. Are you an ally? I don't know why I start going like country western with the Wolfkin. I don't know how that happened. Are you an ally of the Manticore? It's a good question. That's gonna determine everything right now, I think. 5. I believe that is a yes. And yeah, yes! This beast and I, this beast is fueled by vengeance and rage, and it fuels my power in this swamp. Frostbite. Before this thing, he can tell it's vibrating with energy. It's about to do some kind of crazy attack. I feel like this is his one chance. He offers the bone dice. He pulls them. He goes, well, I have something that I want to present to you then. This is the bones. This is the bones of that creature's mother. And the Will-O-Wisp kind of changes color a bit inquisitively and interested. I think it'll put you in good favor with the creature if you present this. And the Will-O-Wisp just kind of zipping around, inspecting. Yes! It seems what you say is true. But who's to say I don't just kill you and present it myself? I want the creature to continue to be imbued with rage and chaos. Frostbite thinks for a moment. He says yes. He lets it know, yeah, that's true, but if I recall correctly, you actually can't present this. So it'll be stuck here. I guess you would just... We'll say the tunnel's like kind of tight over here. The Manticore can't actually reach. So this is ace in the hole. I'm gonna do you one better. Not only... This throws all my strategies out the window. Not only will I hand this over, but I'll present it myself. I'll present it myself as the son of the wolfkin that killed its mother. And it kind of... Is this something that it's willing to do? This is persuasion, which he's not good at. I would give him a boon, but I took the hit because I was not expecting charisma to come up. C'est la vie. So it's going to be a flat roll for persuasion, which is not great. It's not great for Frostbite. We did it! Oh my god, 2 dragons! 2 dragons in one session. What was the other one? It was persuasion, I didn't mark it. Oh, it was spot hidden. Wow, that is 2 moments where that has actually been really clutch. This has kind of been a long video, so we're gonna have to deal with this in the next one, kind of. But I need to know what is my dragon effects. We've had dragon effects, demon effects. You impress others or create a distraction. I love that. That actually works perfectly for our situation. This Will-O-Wisp is actually impressed by the balls on this wolfkin Frostbite. It agrees. So Frostbite just says, I'll present it tonight. I'll present it tonight. I was just injured and I need to wrap my hand. And because it was impressed, it will allow that. So that gives him, it's like the morning, it's like midday. It's midday, and he needs to rest, and he will. He's gonna, man, but you know what? the other question, because I think we are in a dangerous area, I think we're just gonna let it be, because we're gonna keep spiraling, which is cool if you want to continue and not have like a satisfying end. But for the case of like a video, we do want some type of ending here. So bushcraft, here we come. 12, that is good enough. All right, so he's actually gonna he's gonna hunker down deeper into this cave. He's gonna get some rest. He's got the bone dice, and he's just looking at them. He's looking at the bone dice, and he's just wondering, like, what are we gonna do now? All right, so that'll be it. Why did I slam that down so hard? That'll be it for this session. I think the next session might be the last one. Let's see, that may be the finale. I hope you're digging the content. If it's tickled your fancy, maybe throw a like on the video. If you want to see more stuff like this, maybe consider subscribing. I am Sacred. This is the Sacred Art of Gaming. Story first, play always, and I will see you on the next one.